All right, guys, it is the Tuesday after week 5. The Jaguars are currently 3-2 on a 2-game win streak, coming off of a huge game against the Buffalo Bills. Now let's take a look at the power rankings to see where the national media has us at. Now, real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. Guys, last week I put up in my community post my pick'ems for underdogs. First time I did that. And guess what? Those picks hit. Turned $5 into $50. Really just a lot of fun to really make, these games a little bit more exciting for you guys. Pick'ems are one of my favorite things, man. You can go higher, lower on all different kinds of Jaguars, whether it's like rushing stats or fantasy points or, rushing attempts. There's really all kinds of different selections that you can make over there. So if you guys use my promo code UCFJAG, that'll double your deposit all the way up to $500. That's a new special Underdog is doing right now. And also, if your fantasy football team sucks right now, you can still get into best ball leagues over there. So guys, go download the Underdog app, use my promo code UCFJAG, and go over there and partake in all the excitement. If you guys have any questions on what my different picks will be, I'll be sharing them on Twitter and even DMing people. I'm actually doing pretty good this year on that. So with all that said, shout out to Underdog. Now let's get into this video. So I did a look at the different power rankings after week 1, and I kind of told everybody, look, this isn't going to be like a weekly thing I do, but I'll probably do it after every 4 or 5 games of the year. And look, I kind of wanted to wait last week because the Jaguars were 2-2. They came off a game against the Falcons where, we didn't look like great or anything. And then I looked ahead and I said, you know what? Week 5 against the Bills, that's going to be a true test game for us because the Bills were looking like, one of the best teams in the NFL. They were the hottest team in the AFC. And I said, you know what? That's a real opportunity for the Jaguars to show the national media that the Jaguars have arrived. And look, I just think it's kind of interesting to know where the national media has us. Now, I don't get super offended or anything by it. I just, when it comes to locally, I feel like 1010XL kind of gives you a pretty biased take in a lot of ways. Even me, I come out with biased takes. I mean, I'm a huge Jaguar fan. I see things through a very, very teal, sunglass shade, even though I try to be as objective as I can. But, it's still in me, man. I'm just a huge fan of, this team. So what I'm going to do here, man, let's go ahead and go into this. And what I'm going to actually do is I am going to kind of let you guys know where the Jaguars were after in week 1, and then kind of where after week 1, kind of show you the movement the Jaguars have here and all the different kind of stuff. So let's kind of look at this. Now, CBS Sports has the Jaguars at number 9. When I did this after week 1, this was an outlier one. Pete Prisco actually had the Jaguars going 14-3. So at the time, Pete Prisco had us at number 3 in his power rankings. So the Jaguars are at number 9. In this one, they were up 4 spots from 13. Pete says their London trip ended up with them going 2-0, which included an impressive victory over the Bills on Sunday. Now they have to fix their turnover issues at times. So, I mean, this is a decent ranking. I mean, maybe I'd have us above the Seahawks. I don't know. I'm not going to complain about this too much. I like that he has us over the Bills because, look, we just beat the Bills. We deserve to be higher than them. So that is where Pete has us. Next one, we'll go over to ESPN. ESPN has the Jaguars at number 10. Let me move this over for you guys so you guys can see it. He says that this one is Mike Duraco, who is also a guy that's 1010XL a lot, and he writes articles for the Jags, obviously. He says that Lawrence hasn't played badly, but he hasn't gotten off to the hot start as expected with only 5 touchdown passes despite the addition of Calvin Ridley. Look, this one, ESPN does different thing every week. They have like a, when they do these power rankings, they kind of have a twist on it. This one, they're talking about like fantasy surprise. Lawrence had his best game last Sunday against the Bills, throwing for 315 yards and a touchdown, but ranks behind C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, Sam Howell among fantasy QB points. Look, I think Lawrence is going to shatter that. It just took a little bit to get going. So, yeah, he has this at number 10 behind the Buccaneers, who the Buccaneers are very quietly 3-1. I haven't watched many of that, but that's pretty surprising. Seahawks, a lot of love for the Seahawks. They're 3-1, which is a pretty decent record, I guess. Look, the Bills at here, come on. the Bills defense was set up to be good. I don't know. With these rankings, it's like, I don't know how, with how close the Jags and Bills are, how they would have them ranked so high, but whatever. So that's where that one is. And that one, last on week 1, he had the Jaguars at number 8. So he drops 2 spots from after week 1, but he's up 3 spots from, just last week. So next one, we're going to go to Fox Sports. Fox Sports has the Jaguars at number 8. They said maybe this is a bit of a turning point for the Jags. They have one of the best young QBs in the game and plenty of talent, and they should be capable of beating a team like Buffalo, piling up 474 yards, converting 56% of your third downs is a nice change of pace for an offense that's too talented to be mediocre. Yeah, that was a big thing. The third down conversions last week were insane. So this is number 8. After week 1, they were at number 10. So they moved 2 spots in 4 weeks. And on this one, they moved up 2 spots since last week. So yeah, they're there. They still have the Buffalo Bills at number 5. Luckily this isn't college football playoff rankings. So, just keep winning, win your division, and just get into the playoffs, baby. Just get into the dance. You know what I mean? Okay, so next up, they have, this one, Jaguars at 7. I don't mind, but why right behind the Bills? We just beat the Bills. So NFL.com, they're after week 1, they were at number 7. Now we're at number 7 again, move up 5 spots from last week. So they said, even with week 4, solid, convincing victory over Atlanta, I think Sunday was the first time I could say the offense was really humming. This has been a bit of an underperforming unit, frankly, prior to ringing up 474 yards and 29 first downs against Buffalo. 29 first downs. That's crazy. Even with Trevor Lawrence's 3 fumbles and 2 lost. And I'm not ignoring the fact that he and his team have fumbled at too high of a rate, and the sacks keep racking up. But getting that big play potency back was key, and it was fueled by Calvin Ridley and Travis Etienne, just as it was meant to be. The defense was mostly stout, but the offense had a nice little mojo. Yeah, it was a crazy event last week's game, is that Trevor had over 300 yards passing, Etienne over 100 yards rushing, and Calvin Ridley over 100 yards receiving. If we can get that trio to do that, I think we're going to win games. You know what I mean? And look, they talk about Trevor Lawrence having 3 fumbles. I remember the 2, the one he got blindside hit, not really his fault. One of them was his fault. He just straight up fumbled. I'm trying to remember, was his 3rd fumble? Are they counting that bad snap by Luke Fortner? Are they counting that as a fumble? Because I keep seeing this, but I don't really remember. So yeah, NFL has us at number 7. I don't mind the number 7 ranking. Kind of annoying being right behind the Bills, but whatever. That is what it is. So next up, we have Yahoo. Yahoo has the Jaguars at number 10. If we eliminate the Texans' loss from our minds, the Jaguars are in a good spot. They're 1 game behind the best teams in the AFC standings. The rest of the AFC South is probably bad, especially with Anthony Richardson's injury. The Jaguars could end up running away with the division and being in the mix for the number 1 seed. Yeah, so there's been a lot of talk with the Jaguars, really in the last week. All these teams are 2-2. This division's a lot better than we expected. You really wonder how good this division is. The Texans, I have a feeling the Texans will be very up and down. And I said that, after we lost to them. They're a good team. I mean, they're a decent team. They're a building team, but, they're going to be a team that is able to win some games, but I think they're a team that's going to be very up and down. I'll just say that. So, don't know what to expect from them week in, week out. The Colts, I think the Colts are a worse team without Anthony Richardson just because, with Gardner Minshew in there, Gardner Minshew's a decent backup, and we're going to talk about him more in a preview because we all know Gardner Minshew very much. But, I think Gardner Minshew would be better off in a game where a team is scouting for Anthony Richardson and Anthony Richardson leaves the first play than he is if he goes in as a starting quarterback, because it's going to be relatively easy to scout for him, man. He's not going to move around too much. Just bottle him up. He's going to bounce around the pocket. He can't throw on the boundaries. So that's what it is. And he'll be out at least 4 games, I think. And if he has surgery, even longer. There still isn't 2 days out. There isn't an exact amount of time that he's been declared out for. So that's one to keep monitoring. So yeah. Jaguars at number 10 here. After week 1, we were at number 11. And last week we were at number 12. So they're kind of bouncing between 10 to 12. So yeah, they're behind teams like the Ravens, Seahawks, Cowboys. Look, the Bills at number 4. I don't understand. Like nobody wants to. Look, they're just gonna be like, oh, London trip's tricky, especially against a Jaguar team that's used to it and was there for 2 straight. Um, that's just so annoying. Like, and the loss of linebackers is crushing. The defense struggled badly without them, and Sunday's loss to the whatever. I mean, that's seems like kind of a backhanded thing. Like, oh, Jaguars get lucky because they were in London. Whatever. It was Buffalo's choice to fly out on Friday. You know, they give like Buffalo Bills all these excuses for them. Like you're seeing all these different national media things. It's like, you know, oh, well, they're jet lagged. That's a big reason for it. That was their own disadvantage. They were the ones that decided to fly out Friday instead of like Thursday or Wednesday. I don't know. Just get off my soapbox. You know what I'm saying? All right. So next up, we're at SI. Ooh, this one got a little janky. And also, these power rankings are beautiful. I remember back in the day, back in 2013, 2014, I'm checking it to be like, okay, are we number 32? Are we 28? Oh, guys, look, we're up to 27. Let's go. You know, now we're out of the basement, and it feels great. So Jaguars are at number 12 here. SI had them at number 10 after week 1, so we're not very highly acclaimed here. They don't have a movement here as to where we were last week on here. So the realization of Travis Etienne is as a kind of high-powered most downs. Jerick McKinnon was a boon for the Jaguars. Jerick McKinnon? And helped insert... am I reading that right? The realization of Travis Etienne as a kind of high-powered most downs. Jerick McKinnon was a boon for the Jaguars and helped them survive a true slugfest against the Bills in London. I don't know. This sentence is confusing me for the read. I don't know if it's like English or if it's Old English. I just don't know how to interpret this one. But comparing Travis Etienne to Jerick McKinnon, what is that? This game was chaotic, but the Jaguars, like the Chargers, are capable of moving the chains via unstoppable cross-field throws that few other teams can compete with regularly. They have one of the better gluts of talent in the NFL. And used correctly can, I don't know. I feel like ChatGPT wrote this. Like, I don't know. Like what? I don't know. That was a weird synopsis. But yeah, they have us beyond the. Look, this is so stupid. Bengals at number 10. They've looked horrible this year, and just because they have one game, they're going to jump up here. Okay, they beat Arizona by 14 points. Cool. Yeah, they don't deserve to be there yet. I mean, I think they're going to make the playoffs. They could very well win the AFC North. But right now, come on. Bills at number 7, of course. Got to put the Bills above them. Yeah, so whatever. All right, final one. PFT. We are literally, you know, a lot of times they say last but not least. No, this is last and least. Jaguars number 7. Nice ranking. I like the ranking, but the synopsis. 0-2 in Jacksonville. 2-0 in London, just saying. This is Mike Florio, which actually I kind of like his videos with Chris Sims. I mean, I think he has pretty good insight, but like he's always just known to slander and, you know, always hype up the Jaguars to London. I don't know. That's just kind of his shtick. But yeah, they were number 7 after week 1. They're number 7 right now. And yeah, they rightly had the Jaguars above the Bills, which, you know, this is one of my favorite ones out here. I mean, this is obviously the highest tied with the NFL when it comes to power rankings, but they have us above the Bills, which is rightful. And look, that's where they have us. So I can definitely I can respect them in that sense. And they also have us over the Bills, so I can respect that too. So yeah, those are kind of the where they have us right now. I just kind of think it's interesting to kind of take a look at this and just see see where they have us and where they view us, and yeah, let me know what you guys think. Exciting times. The Jaguars are 3-2. Big opportunity next week against the Indianapolis Colts to not only go 2-1 in the division, but 4-2 on the year, and that will be their best record through 6 games since 2007. Shout out to the commenter who pointed that out to me. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Please drop a like for me on your way out, and go Jags.